Okay. So I'm not going to take any trades here in the next couple minutes just to make sure that I have a stable connection. Of course, this means that YouTube probably split this in two. No, it didn't. At least not. At least, oh yeah, it did. Of course, it did. So give me a minute to fix this. Okay, gold. We can see here Nasdaq look like it's finally breaking out. Of course, as I was having issues. Comcast cost me so much. I'm just sick of it. Gold still heading downwish, downish. ES still sideways. All right. Give me 1 second here, because I had links up on Reddit and on uh, Facebook, and now I need to change the link. Russell and NQ. NQ. Oh, big move down here on the NQ. 10-point drop. So it started going up and then reject after about 8 points up. Big move down there on the ES as well. Okay, so I got my Facebook and Reddit post edited. Hopefully we stay stable now. Hopefully we find something good to trade. So you see this buy signal in copper ended up that would have given us our nice one. So this would have stopped us out, or it did stop us out. This would have not worked. Then this one would have worked. Copper's being a little bit frustrating this morning. We're coming up on about 8:30, about a little over an hour before the bell in New York, in Chicago, wherever else they ring that bell. So as my internet was going down, I was talking about this buy signal in crude. See, this would have worked, I think. Shouldn't say that before I draw it out. I look for 30 ticks at this time of day, so it would not have been there yet. We are coming up on the resistance of the high of the day. So, I mean, this would have given us 22 ticks so far. There it goes. It's about ready to bump up against that high of the day. It's 76.70. It's at 76.67 right now. Right there now. Let's see if it breaks through. No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, sometimes I really hate technology. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, there we go. Okay. Well, wiped out the viewers I did have. Natural gas heading up. ES kind of sideways since this move up. Down. It's doing the hokey pokey, turning itself about. Gold continuing to grind down. As is platinum. As is silver. Russell. Russell's moving up. It's moving on up. KES again. So ES is, I mean, NQ here. ES sending us a signal there as well. NQ looks like it's about to take off. This pullback here is interesting, but we got this buy signal here that I would have taken if the internet hadn't screwed me over. And this would have been good. This would have been, well, I'm looking for 30 points this time of day, so can't say, I mean, so far it's gone about 16. See if it continues. See if Comcast cost me $600. So I would have a 20-point stop loss. Right now it's at 18 points. Natural gas again. And copper again. What's copper doing? Copper pulling back again. Copper's indecisive and I'm staying away from it for now. Gold. So you see gold here. Whoops, wrong chart. This would have failed, and I would not have taken this big candle up into the bands. I expected this pullback. Actually, the best trade here would have been to take this pullback if I, not relying on the signals. So this, though, let's see here. Let's pull back. Would have gotten in there, and it would have, no, it would not have. It would have got really close. Let's see here. 89.5 down to 86.1. It would have got 34 to 35 ticks. So at the I mean, we would have, when it reversed almost all the way back to break even, we would have got 10 ticks out of it based on my trade management. So that would have worked as well. Not full profit target, but close. Russell giving us a signal. Let's see what it has to say. Yeah. I'm not sure what signal it was giving us. So this was a 5-minute. Pulling back here. Oh, I was looking at the 5-minute. That's why. 1 minute makes more sense. Big move down. So NASDAQ would not have given us our 30 points. It would have given us our 23 points. Maybe we should be shooting for smaller targets just because this week might have less volume. UltraBond, this would not have worked, and I would not have taken that because of uptrending bands. Be interesting to see if this does work, though. I think it, yeah, I mean, it would have reversed by 5 ticks, which would have stopped me out, I believe. 14 to 19. Yeah, I would have stopped me out, but it looks like this might work. You can see here the last several signals on VUB would have worked. Gold still not kind of sideways. Crude trying to push back down. Looks like that's going to work. There's not a lot of, not as much movement today for sure. Let's look at a daily chart on the NASDAQ. Oh, the NASDAQ pulled back and now it's heading back up. So there's some nasty pullbacks here on this move up, but see if it continues. Maybe it would still give us our 30. Let's look at the daily chart. And that was interesting that the yesterday got into the Bollinger Bands before that huge pullback. That's interesting. Wish I would have seen that. But anyway, volume yesterday was actually higher than any of the prior 6 weeks or so. Now, I look back, last year, and the volume for Thanksgiving week was lower. So that's interesting. So far today, though, now I'm not sure how much of the volume comes from after the New York Bell. But you can see so far, volume seems light. Volume yesterday was 761K. Right now we're only at 126K. So we'll see. As you can see, we've been on this major uptrend since 13th of October. Maybe this was the top. We'll see. Might pull back for a while yet. It can't go straight up forever. If that's what it seems like. But this is continuing to go. 22.75 points. Now, I admit, if I had gotten in this trade, both that and that would have scared me. But hopefully I would have stayed in. Right now, though, I'm just looking for something. See now, this is where trading can be frustrating. We look at copper here, and well, first of all, let's mark off this stuff. I think I accidentally deleted that. UltraBond. Come on. There. So, this buy signal would not have worked. Crash back down. We'll stop this out. Did stop me out. This is the one I lost on. Next one, next sell signal, did not work. This buy signal, though, would have worked. I think. Shouldn't say that before I actually chart it. Yes, that would have got exactly 20 ticks. And this one got 20 ticks. So if I had just taken every trade, This is where and this is honestly I should not have taken this trade. This buy signal into the bands. Bands are still coming down. It kind of was kind of bending them. I mean, all this is one move. This is exactly the move I keep talking about, except for when it goes that strong through the bands, I tend to think it's not going to pull back, but it did. Up, pulled back, and then went. But so I should not have taken that trade, but I did. My own fault. And of course, it stopped us out. But even so, even if I had taken these two bad trades and then taken these two good trades, 50% win rate, right? 50-50. But I'll be up 10 ticks, which is $125. Instead, I kind of got gun shy. Plus, I was having internet issues, so you know I didn't take more trades. I should have taken this one. I should have taken this one. This trade over here that lost, and this trade over here that would have won are different trades because it had the pullback. It gave it more room to come up. And this one, it was showing weakness. Now, none of these moves are spectacular. They're getting just about 20 ticks, which is what I shoot for, because that's what copper tends to give, right around 20. So I'm sorry, and you know what? I'm wrong. I reduced my stop loss to 12 ticks instead of 15. So this would have been 24 ticks of loss. This would have been 40 ticks of win. So that would have been 16 ticks overall, or $200 in profit. So me getting gun shy when I take a loss is just costing me because the the average says I'm going to win more often than I lose based on my stats. So I'm not letting the averages play in my favor. Oh, and look at this. This NASDAQ trade would have given us our 30 points. Exactly 30 points. It's kind of amazing, actually. 347.75 to 378.75. Wait a minute, it's not 30. 47.78. 47. No, it's at 31. We're definitely seeing, seems like a slower morning. Normally by now I'm batting down signals all over and I'm just not seeing them right now. You can see this would eventually did get our 35 ticks. So of the signals we would have taken, we would have had two 35 tick winners here. Let's see what the UltraBond's doing. UltraBond, that would have been a winner. So this would not have worked, and I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't take any upward trending bands. I think it only would have given us 14 down to 11. It would have given 3 ticks. So, I mean, that's $90, but it's still not something I would have taken. I usually shoot for 7. We see it's trying to come back up now. gold. Gold's also trying to come back up. Got a signal there. Let's bring up a gold chart. And we'll try it. 18 seconds left to go in this candle. See if it holds the signal. Did not. Pulled back. UltraBond again. Oh, the signal came back just as that candle closed. So we're filled. We got in on that gold. See what it takes us. Went in on the wrong parameters. I went in on 16 by 10 instead of the 35 by 25. So we'll watch it and see if I need to change that. Right now we're up 3 ticks. Pulling back. Copper. Trying to tease me again. See what it says. Giving us a buy signal. Expect to pull back before it goes. See if it does. For now we're watching this gold. We're up 3 ticks. See if it has any oomph to it. Back to break even. Pulling back. We'll see. We have orders stacked on both sides. So nothing real special right now on the Dom. 88.9 looks like a bit of a wall. And a slight wall at 87.8. It's pulling back. 4 ticks down now. 5 ticks. 4 ticks. There we go. Showing a little bit bullish. Seems like it's getting some orders coming in. Down 5 ticks. Yep, it's continuing to go down here. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, it's stopping us out. I don't believe this. So I got stopped out. Another loss. Not my morning so far. So I did not have the proper stop loss for this time of day instituted there. So let me see if I screwed this up as well. Normally I'm looking, I have a 2.5 point stop, which is $250, with a goal of getting 350 out of it. You can see it came down, it stopped me out because I had a parameter of 1 point, like 100, 1.6. So if I was, this is what happens when you don't follow your trade plan. I got stopped out, and now you can see this went back into profit. It basically bounced off the SMA line, and now it's up 7 ticks. I would not have needed to take this loss. This was me being risk averse and not changing my stop to the full 2.5 after I accidentally entered it in the wrong parameters, and it just cost me. Now we'll go to profit target. We'll see. Right now it's up 9 ticks. NQES showing some short interest here. See now gold pull back again. We'll see what it does. We're 5 minutes away from 9 o'clock. So we'll see what wild and wacky things start happening then. Signal on the Russell. The Russell looks very choppy. HG sideways. Gold back would be just about break even. UltraBond, hard to tell. Trying to grind up. Crude going to the moon here. Almost at its Bollinger, third Bollinger Band on the 5 minutes. I'm expecting a pullback here on gold on crude. It's made a new daily high by a bunch. While natural gas sells off. You see natural gas started to sell off kind of like right here. That I knocked down there. UltraBond again. Let's see this UltraBond entry so far would not have netted us anything. Gold again. Yep. Okay, so we would have ended up stopping out anyway on that trade, so I don't feel as bad. Oh well, it didn't. Yeah, there it goes. So I don't feel as bad, but still I should have sticking to my trading plan. 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Half an hour to the bell. Big move up here on natural gas. 32 ticks so far in this candle. Crude continues to move up. So you can see from this buy signal here, it's gone up almost just about ready to hit 100 ticks. So that's $1,000 since that buy signal. Morning, John. How are you? Russell, which we're looking at, showing signs of heading downward. NQ and ES trying to kind of do the same. Hasn't been a good morning yet for me, John. Internet crashed, cutting the stream. I had to get it back up, and I'm 0 for 2 in trades. One on copper, one on gold so far. So this has not been a stellar morning, but hopefully we'll get something to turn it around. Gold's showing signs wants to continue to sell off. Yeah, it's looking a little bit slower than yesterday so far. We have finally found a top here on crude oil. That was a nice run. That run really started with this big candle here on the 5-minute chart at 7:20 Eastern. So it's gone up over 2 points. So in less than 2 hours, it's crude oil went up $2,000 per contract. Showing a short signal here on the UltraBond. It went away. Dom shows orders stacked on the sell, I mean on the buy, on the vid. I'll get it out right eventually on the UltraBond. So I'm not real keen on that short signal. I mean, the short signal went away, but we'll watch it. There's 221 orders on at 193.15. It's currently sitting at 193.17. So, not jumping in anything there yet. So copper, well, let's check gold, see what gold's telling me. Gold's trying to give us a buy signal again. I don't know, don't want to trust it. Last one didn't work. Seems to want a downtrend. If you look at the last three, the last buy signal that worked was all the way back here, 2 hours ago. This one did not work. This one obviously did not work. And this one did not work. So of course this one will work because I'm not taking it. But we'll see. Copper did decide to go. I did not take this trade in. It consolidated and then went. I could have got in above when it broke the CMA line here. I could have just got in when the 5 minute sent me a signal. I got in when the EMA line had sent. Yeah, when I broke the EMA, I would have reached profit target. Or I could have just took that buy signal. I mean, this wasn't horrible. It was coming down into downtrending bands, and you also had the EMA as resistance. But you know, the stop loss would have been would have been at the ATR line, or well, a little bit above the ATR line, below the EMA. So it could have been a safe play, safe-ish. There's nothing totally safe. You never know, but so yeah, that could have been our third straight win in a row on copper. It's heading back up toward its high of the day. But looking back on the chart like that is, kind of like Monday morning quarterbacking. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Learn from it, but don't obsess over it. There's always opportunities. Yes, I am trying to give myself a pep talk. Okay, so it looks like, well, crude's still trying here. It's going, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. UltraBond. The bond did reverse, continuing to go upwards. Did not give me a fresh buy signal because it never gave me an opposite signal. I could have took this here though when it passed the SMA line right here, and we would be up, I believe 5 ticks, 4 ticks, really? Oh, 4 ticks. Okay, I'll agree with it. 4 ticks so far, 5 ticks there. Big move there on copper. It just broke. It made a new high of the day. I have a resistance point drawn out here. Let's see from where. Oh, it's back a ways. So we have not been this high since here on the 15th of November. So that's our next resistance point, and it's real close. Here's our new high of the day at 444.10. That resistance point is only 4 more ticks above that at 444.30. So copper's getting up in the air. Hey, any green is good, John. $20 is excellent. I don't trade the. I stopped charting the Dow only because it was running a similar. Usually runs similar to the ES and the NQ, but at times it can be a rebel. Not to the same point that the Russell's a rebel, but Just I had to cut down the amount of things I charted just because charting takes so long to do. But I still keep it up here and keep it as a reference. Gold, of course. Didn't I say it? I didn't take this one, and it went. So here's the This is where I get frustrated. This is where it seems like things just like there's some sort of force against me. Last These are the last four entries that I would have taken on gold. 3-1. The one I actually took is the one that lost. So if I had taken all four, 35, 70, 105 ticks minus 25 ticks, 80 ticks, that'd be $800 if I had just taken all four. Instead, I took one, and that's the one that didn't work. I need automation. I need to be able to get an algorithm that just trades my strategy for me. See what the indices are doing. We're 15 minutes from the opening bell. They're trying to pop back up. Working from home today, John? You have to go in the office. So we have this big wick here on copper and a pullback. This is where I would love to have planted an order here on the third band at 443.65. It's already reversed more than 20 ticks. That would have been a good reversal play. Looks like that went as high as the fourth standard deviation band on the 5-minute. We can check that. Oops. Instead I turned it off. Good job. Let's see. Nah, I didn't quite get to the fourth one. Cool. Well, I wish your kid good luck. Hope he has a good game. So you can see we did get a short signal here on copper. Upward trending bands again, so pulling back like I would have expected. See if it continues to head down. Gold's continuing to move up. Excuse my yawn. Crude, kind of. I mean, it found the top, but it's staying at the top. It finally exhausted at 77.92. It's been sitting at 77.78, which isn't much of a pullback. It got itself back within the bands. So like everything is kind of the calm before the storm right now. Although Nasdaq's continuing to move downish. Chilly. Up, and there's another buy signal in copper. Not sure I trust that either. You see where our bands are kind of horizontal here at the top, trending upwards still on the bottom. So see if it goes. I'm expecting more of sideways action. We are about 10 minutes from the open. I normally don't take trades in this time period anyway. Although honestly, copper doesn't really react to the open the way the indices do. The indices demand all the attention. Attention hogs. Speaking of the indices, Nasdaq trying to pop up here right before the open. 8-point candle there in the upward direction. So we'll see. This is we'll test this as well. I went over the weekend. I went back the last 2 weeks on the NQ and looked at the signal it sent me before the open, the most recent signal. And 7 out of the 10 times, the signal that it sent me before the open ended up working. Ended up getting me at least the 30 ticks I'm looking for. I'm sorry, 30 points I'm looking for. Usually the opening candle or the momentum from the open got to the profit goal. So we'll see if yesterday that did not work. But let's see if it works again today. 7 out of 10 is a good, good odds. So we'll see how that works today. So right now it's sent us a buy signal at 20 after. So we'll see whether or not it ends up going that 30 ticks or points. Points, not ticks, points, 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 points. Yeah. I haven't. Let's see here, real quick. I can look back because I actually marked them because someone asked me to do this because I had noticed this and I just mentioned it in passing on a stream, and someone asked me if I ever looked at the look past. And you can see here, thank you. Uh, this one here, it sent me the sell signal, short signal at 8:05, and then it did that worked. We had the normal choppiness at the open, but not enough to stop me out. And yes, I marked these all with big blue arrows. Here, again, short signal came in at 8 minutes before, and it went. Let's go to the next one. Another big blue arrow. This is the one that didn't work. It sent me a buy signal here, and then it opened and immediately went to a short and stopped out. I'm not sure why I stopped it out at 30 ticks. There were 30 points. Would have stopped at 20 points, but either way. Next one, big blue arrow. What? I don't seem to have the thingy there. Oh, this is the weird one. This is the most recent signal before this came all the way back like 45 minutes before the open, and actually would have got to profit target before the open, and then the signal right after the open would have worked. Normally I don't take signals right after the open, but that one would have worked. And here, again, this signal came in about 40 minutes before, and the open would have taken us to profit target. And then we'll do one more example here. We're 5 minutes away from the open. I have my breakfast in front of me. I'm going to take a few bites. But here, this signal came in 6 minutes before the open, and the open took us to our profit target. So you can see it's working more often than not, but honestly, it's not enough data. It's 2 weeks of data is not enough data, but we'll see. Just continuing to watch the hypothesis. I'm going to mute for a couple minutes and eat a little bit of breakfast, and I'll definitely make sure I'm unmuted for the open in about 3.5 minutes. And we see that it's just sent us a short signal literally less than 2 minutes before the open. So now I guess the hypothesis goes with the short instead of that long. So we'll see. So we are now, yeah, I lost track of time. 1 minute before the open. I'm still eating. Be interested to see which way this goes. Seems like it wants to go down. But we're just about right in the middle of the day's range, between 419 and 275 here at 340. So get ready for the excitement in about 30 seconds. Very unusual to see this big move down before the open. Look at this falling like this. Let's see if it bounds at the open. 4, 3, 2, 1, pop. Green so far. Nope, back to red. Yep, now green. 13. Oop, pull back. S&P showing strength, 3 points up. UltraBond trying to get my attention. Let's see if there's a reason. Downward in the bands. See what that does. Back to our indices. So right now we're getting some green momentum. Let's see if it continues. Right now it's throwing my hypothesis out the window. Good job, John. Yeah, it's unusual to see that short signal and right before the open, and then the pullback right before the open way, and now it's really going. Or trying to. So this short position, this short signal that came in 2 minutes before the open would have given us our 30 points. So once again, this worked out. Gold, something is a signal, gold heading upwards. Your super trend or some, I forget. Do you have a different indicator? I forget. So yours sent it about, what about 824, 825, I think. Oh, excuse me. And still kind of trending downward here. Let's see if it continues. ES started off hot and then just dumped. Heading down, it just hit 16 below 16,300. 16,275 is the low for today. By the way, John, are you trading tomorrow? Tomorrow could be kind of wild. Somewhere here I have an econ calculator. Not calculator, econ calendar. Continuing to head downward here. Maybe a little bounce there. If you, I'm not sure if you've looked at a calendar, John, but there's a lot of news coming out tomorrow. Um, Seeing. You look here. This is the calendar for tomorrow. Maybe not. I had tomorrow. There we go. And there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out tomorrow at 7 a.m. You have mortgage stuff, durable goods, um, gross domestic product index, jobless claims, PCE, real consumer spending, retail inventories and wholesale inventories, the PCE price index, and then in the afternoon, you have all this other crude oil imports, crude inventories, and all the energy stuff. And then in the afternoon, you have the bill auctions for the bonds. And finally, 2 o'clock, you have the FMOC meeting minutes, which always sends things wild. So tomorrow could be an absolutely wild day right before Thanksgiving. Looks like we got a bounce here, John. How's that ES trade? Oh wait, it's coming back down. Yeah, I'm not sure how well I'll trade. If I'll trade any of that news. I mean, there's some things I trade that don't get affected as much by news, like copper. But so we're seeing this 5-minute candle here that started at 9:35 is up 37 points. So we're definitely seeing a rebound. But the ES is still going downward. You see, copper, I did do that pullback I was expecting. Then came back above this EMA line. This will be a good candle to get in on. When it went up 16 ticks so far. See if it continues to go. It's near its daily high again. Give me 1 minute. So now we're seeing the bounce on the ES as well. How's that trade, John, on the ES? 70-point candle here. 5-minute candle on NASDAQ. Rebounding off the big move down right at the, right at the open. UltraBond. UltraBond had a nice move up there. Pulled back on this candle, just said I wouldn't take, and that was right. I like being right here every now and then. Yeah, ES reversed pretty hard there. It was lagging behind the Nasdaq. It was still going down when Nasdaq started going up, but it's like, oh, don't go without me. Good old buddy, old friend. Getting a buy signal here on the ES on the 1-minute chart. We're gonna try this, I guess. So it's kind of going without me here. Yeah, it went without me. He who hesitates is lost. I hesitated, thus I lost. That would give me 2 points if I had jumped in there. Copper. Look at copper go. Thump it a thump thump, thump it a thump thump. To profit target. Yeah. Oh wait, actually this would have stopped me out. So that's interesting. So that would have been a stop out. I could have got in if I would have wanted to. Once I got above here, and that would have been nice. It broke through that resistance area easily, and is now new high of the day. Good job, John. So let's go to a daily chart on copper here. We're at 445 now for the high. Next resistance is back here from last week. Looks like the high there was 448. That's where it started coming down pretty hard. So, gold. Gold. Gold sending as a short signal. I don't know what to think of gold though. I mean, if we look at these signals, that one obviously wouldn't have worked. This one wouldn't have worked. I mean, they would have worked for maybe a point, but not for what I'm normally looking for at this time of day. Cool. So what's your overall P&L for the day, John? NQ still pushing up. So from the bottom to the top, 288 all the way up to 377. 88 to 80, 88 to 78, 90. So 89 points up before the pullback. Interesting though, if you look here on the 5-minute chart, 5-minute chart, it bounced almost perfectly off the 200 period EMA. It's still trying to push up. We'll see. It's finally giving me a buy signal here. Um, I have an NQ chart here somewhere. There we go. So we got a buy signal at NQ. So I don't know if this is gonna. Oh wait, this is actually. Oh wait, I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. Never mind. How long do you plan on holding that ES? Are you short? Yeah, I take it you're short right now on that. So once again, I'm not taking the signals that I need to take. This buy signal again would have got me 30 points. I got to stop being afraid to take the signals around the open because they work. This would have got me 30 points. This would have got me 30 points. That would be $1,200. Frustrated. Wow. NQ is really going now. Looks like this might be the direction. Up, up and beyond. Crude continuing to blast up. And it's interesting that crude's going up because it was just announced that Biden has released 50 million barrels from the emergency reserve. I think that's what I just read. Biden to release 50 million barrels of emergency oil to lower energy costs. So it's interesting that crude's continuing to go up with more inventory being added to the overall. Still up a little over 400 on the day. Is my math right there, John? UltraBond. UltraBond's just been kind of sideways here, not giving us any. Oh wait, that's gold. Never mind. Gold's been sideways too, for that matter. But UltraBond's kind of sideways, going back and forth. NQ continuing to try and push up. Down here, just 10 minutes ago, I said how it's almost at the daily low. Now it's almost at its daily high. I love to jump in here, but I know if I jump in, it's going to reverse. Don't want to jump in on a FOMO. S&P's at a new daily high. Seeing a slight pullback here. Maybe just taking a breath. Yep, there we go. Back to green. Let's take a look at resistance. You don't see really have a resistance up until 600. So I mean, it has room to fly if it wants to fly. Seems to be getting a little bit volatile. Up, down, up, down. Left, right, left, right. A-B start. Kappa, 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 kappa. See what Copper has to say. Copper sending us a short signal now. Last short signals on Copper have failed. Oh no, that one actually worked. I can't say that. Uh, yeah, you can see that, John. The YM is kind of pulled back and trying to pop back up now. Russell set a new high of the day. Everything is heading up. Copper. There goes NQ again. It's at its daily high now. S&P keeps pushing higher as well. UltraBond. Short signal here on the UltraBond. Let's look at it. That buy signal would have worked. That last short signal. I kind of like that short signal, actually. Though I've already... Here's my UB chart. Let's pull back a bit. Let's see here. If it comes back down, we're going to grab a position here on the UltraBond. Good job, John. Okay, we're in on the UltraBond. Hopefully it's not a mistake. What are the indices doing? The indices are kind of, it's still grinding up. Uh, we're up one tick on UltraBond. So you see the UltraBond is giving me a short signal on the 5 minute, the 1 minute, and the 2 minute. And we're right at break even. So, you know, maybe all these signals aren't the greatest. But hopefully it continues to move downward. There we go, 2 ticks. The only thing that concerns me is the fact that it's right at the SMA line on the 5 minute chart. Uh, yeah. Uh, um, I'm sure there are. Let me ask around the Earn the Trade Discord if anyone has any suggestions. I'll do that today. I know Ninja Trader themselves have a bunch of tutorial videos on YouTube from the actual company that makes the software. So I'll hunt around for you today, John, and if you're on tomorrow, I'll get you some info. And FYI, John, you might want to. I don't know how long their Black Friday sales are going to be. I mean, I don't know what their Black Friday sales are, but I have a feeling that on Friday there's going to be a pretty good deal on the earn a trade for Black Friday. Still up one tick on the UltraBond. Not moving real a lot. You did a great job today, John. Have yourself a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, indices have just flushed down. 28 points down here on the NASDAQ, 7 points down on the candle that followed ES flush down. Bond back to break even. Okay. Bonds are doing what I hoped they would do. Let's see here. Kind of sideways, and now we're down 2 ticks. Back to break even. And back up 1 tick. Oh, well, let's see what we can do here. It's definitely fluctuating. There we go. Maybe we're getting some momentum here. There we go. That's 3 ticks. Four, three, two. One. Crap. Yeah, there we go. Back to 3, back to 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. Shouldn't hang on every tick like I am. It'll drive you crazy. Moving my stop to 1 tick above break even. I at least get 31 bucks out of this trade if it goes bad. Right now we're up 6 ticks. Looking for 8. I think I need to change my parameters because I should be looking for 7. Struggling a bit here. We're up 5 ticks, and it's kind of stuck here. 4 ticks now. I'm thinking about cutting it. At 3 ticks now. A lot of orders coming in. Hopefully I can continue to push it down. Let me bring up Dom. See what the Dom looks like here. Oh. There's a wall at 19. Just 2 ticks from where we're at right now. It's coming back up. Kind of watching. You see, there's not much else going on right now. Nasdaq is continuing to sell back off, big time. Nothing else is really sending us signals, but we're about to get stopped out on this trade for probably a 1 tick winner. Yep, there we go. So we got 31 bucks out of that. A little bit of a bummer. It was up 7 ticks. I gotta look. I think, yeah, the profit trigger should have been 7 ticks to begin with, where it would have given us 4 ticks. So I should have been a $125 winner if I had been saving that right, but it's okay. So back to the Nasdaq. Look at this. Wow, that is just just an amazing looking. And while I was in that bond trade, if I had taken the short, that would have been awesome. Uh, so look, if you look at this, and this is why I get frustrated myself. I really need to start paying attention more to the Nasdaq or to something here, and not get so pigeonholed. If I do get into a trade where I can look at other things, it's really hard to like live stream and look at multiple assets at the same time. But 3 straight and Nasdaq trades that would have worked on the 3 symbols, 3 signals. I mean, the last 4, I mean, this buy signal is the only one that wouldn't have worked. Even back here, I mean, 4 out of 5. It's just ridiculous. Redunculous. It's redunculous, I say. So let's see what everything else is doing. ES did the same sell-off. So, and this is kind of amazing. If you look at the 5 minute, back to trading view, so you'll see my email popping up. You know, this is since open, or 5 minutes before open. So the last 45 minutes, basically. It went down from 51 to 81. So that's 70 points. It then went up 81 to 18. I'm sorry, 281 to 418. It's about 140 points, $2,800. And then it fell from 418 down to 277. I mean, it basically gave, this is exact moves in opposite, almost the exact same levels. Now it's bouncing again. And if I had just been following my signals, I would have caught the moves. At least 30 points of each of those moves. UltraBond giving us that opposite signal now. Copper. So copper pulled back, did send us a short signal here. Would be up 9 ticks so far. Gold finally decided on a direction, more direction down. So you can see here, this would have failed. I think. I shouldn't even say that before testing it out. Pretty sure though. I wouldn't have taken it either way, but yeah, this would have stopped us out. Why wouldn't I have taken it? Strong trending, uptrending bands, and an uptrending SMA line. But this buy signal, unfortunately, I would have taken. And that would have stopped us out. You can see that already. Whoop. Whoop, 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 there. And the worst part of that stop out was that we would have missed the short signal here, which I believe would have worked. And that's the one thing I do, well, I shouldn't say it's the one thing, it's one of the things I struggle with, is if it gives an opposite signal when to get out. Because you can see in some trades, you know, giving an opposite signal doesn't matter, quickly reverse again. So, but yeah, this would have worked. I mean, it wouldn't have reached profit target yet, but crude oil, what's it doing? Crude this was a great short signal here. After that huge uptrend, this is finally the pullback. So this would have worked. As you can see, this true super trend is awesome. If I just took more of the signals. Okay. Crap. Yeah. So I think we're gonna. Don't have much going on. Don't have any viewers. So I think we can call it a day, maybe. I am, yeah, wonderful. Okay. So not much going on this today. It looks like you have the Nasdaq trying to come back up here a bit, and so I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I think we're gonna call it a day there a little bit early today, and we'll see you tomorrow. It should be a wacky Wednesday. Bunch of news right before the holiday. So thank everyone for joining me today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.